So this is your girl Jemima. Today I'll be talking more about the lab tests I underwent before my diagnosis. Okay, so let me just put this down here so we get started. All right, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Jemima, and so I would love to share with you the kind of labs I went through. Okay, and these labs I was hearing for the first time in my life. Okay, so I'll also be sharing that with you. So before it all, went down and we started, they needed to make sure that my head or my brain was still intact. There was nothing wrong with my head. All right, so that there were no head damages, brain damage, that kind of thing. So they had me do, first of all, a head scan. We went in for the head scan, came out, and they realized there was nothing wrong with my head. That was good. Green light. So after that, we moved on to have a series of urine tests and full blood count. Especially the urine test was just to find out how much protein I had in my urine. So you're not supposed to have a high amount of protein in your urine. It is not. If you have a high amount of protein in your urine, then it is bad. You are not healthy. It is very, very severe. You need to go check. You need to go get checked out. Okay, this is some causes of UTI, urinary tract infection and all that kind of stuff. So you need to go get checked. So when those results came out, turns out I did have a high amount of protein in my urine, which was not good. And so they did the full blood count as well. Turns out my blood count was a 6. Okay, and for those of you who know, blood count is supposed to be between 10 and 14. Okay, your highest is supposed to be 14. That's when you're healthy and it's good. But mine was a 6, which was very devastating. So because of that, even they needed to give me in total 4 pence of blood. Okay, first they started with 2, and they thought that would do the trick. But a month later came and realized that I had lost blood again, so they needed to give me another 2. So all in total, it was 4 pence of blood that was transfused into my system. Okay, and so the other tests that we did was an X-ray. Okay, so the X-ray was to find out if there was if there was any fluid in my lungs. Turns out there was. That is why I was having difficulty breathing, because my lungs were swimming in water, right? And because of this, they had to drain fluid from my lungs. So this was another whole small operation they had to do. Make an incision to get through my ribs and drain fluid. Okay, they literally had drained more than 1,500 liters. It was more than that. Okay, I can't remember the count, but it was more than 1,500 liters of water that was swimming in my lungs. That is why I could not breathe. Okay, and so the other stuff they had to do was kind of like check if I had any infections. So when they drained the fluid from my lungs, they had to take that to the lab to check for any infection in there. Turns out there was no infection in there. They also had to take a little bit of fluid from my spine, and check also if it was infected. Turns out it also was not infected. The only infection I basically had was a UTI, urinary tract infection, which they immediately tried to clear out before any other processes can continue, get rid of any infections in my system. And so the next test they did was an echo test. So this echo test was supposed to check if there was any water in my heart, around my heart. So it turns out there was just a little, not alarming at all. So I was clear, okay, because if you have water in your lungs, it is not good. You're likely to have a heart attack along the way because there's water around your heart. You can die. So that was good. I just had a little, which was not even, and I believe it has cleared up as well. And so I think those are basically the major lab tests that I underwent. The X-rays, I cannot count how many x-rays I did. Oh my goodness. At some point I was starting to think maybe the radiation was too much for me, but the doctors explained that, if you do it a specific amount of time in a specific amount of period, that can determine whether it becomes dangerous or not. So what they were doing was safe. I could do maybe like 4 x-rays in a month. Then the next month I can do another x-rays. So they were kind of checking that, making sure that it wasn't too much radiation for me. And so yeah, those are mostly the major lab tests that I went through. And it was something. I never heard of some of them. I never heard of echo tests. I never thought I would be doing a full blood count. I never thought about any of that. But now, so thank you for watching. This is Jemima Enyonyam Dankwa, and all right, so let me know if you have heard of some of the tests I mentioned, if maybe you've undergone any of it and would like to share. If you feel you don't know your blood count, I think it is best to go and check it out, because that is very essential. You do not want your blood count to be 6 or 4. You might actually die. So I want you to just go check it out and comment, like, subscribe, and I would love to hear anything you have to say. All right, so watch out for my next videos and stay tuned for more. All right, peace out.